Stage.
Okay, we're looks like we're live.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. Very excited to welcome you to the third workshop of the Polygon DevX India Hackathon. We're very excited to kick this off with Blessing from Circle. Welcome again. Welcome back, Blessing.
Yeah. Thank you for having me in once again. I feel like we've had a couple of workshops together. It's becoming normal already.
Perfect. So yeah,
Yeah.
everyone watching, let's we already know where we're at. So Polygon is not just hackathon for you, not just another hackathon where you get to build and present your project, but it will also lead you towards the Polygon Connect, which would be happening, which would be an offline event happening to bring the best projects, best VCs, and a lot of other resources in town together to make your project scalable and in a sustainable manner. So we're very excited again to be able to partner up with Polygon and other sponsors like Circle, ETH Global, and more. Today we will be talking about building with Circle's programmable wallets, which would be a very important step for any builder who is looking to participate in the hackathon. So yeah, Blessing, any opening thoughts that you might have for the builders watching you from India, and then
Yeah.
on to the workshop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you for the introduction. So to sort of kickstart the workshop, I'd like to introduce myself. So my name is Blessing Adesiji. I'm a senior developer advocate for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region for Circle, and I'm happy to take on this workshop. And I also want to share what builders should take note of when they are building with this hackathon. So can I share my screen? Okay,
Yes,
so
let's.
I'll go ahead to share my screen to sort of cover the important steps. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, amazing. So this is the DoraHack platform, and this is the DevX India, which is the current hackathon that is currently ongoing right now. It's from 1st to 23rd of November, and we at Seku we are very happy to partner with Polygon, and I'll quickly go through the bounties so that they understand what is required of them to be able to be a part of this hackathon. So once you navigate to this website, as you can see on the screen, you should click on bounties and that will take you to this section. Scroll down a little bit and you see the Seku bounty. So you understand what it is that you're building. It's actually very, very important that you make your submission, your hackathon, your project to fit the guideline that we've provided, right? Because your project will be graded based off of these guidelines. So the title is to build the best use case for Circle's programmable wallet, which I'll talk more about as we dive deep into the workshop. So a quick note about programmable wallet. Programmable wallets enable developers to create and embed secure Web3 wallets at scale in a very few minutes, working with our APIs, and you can actually specify different parameters to generate purpose-built wallet that is tailored for your use case. So there are a number of use cases that you can build, and we have a ton of examples here that you can take inspiration from so that this will guide you as you work towards your submission. So to give you a quick introduction of what we're looking for, we're interested in applications that use programmable wallet API to build any of the following use cases. So programmable wallet is actually divided into two, which is the user controlled programmable wallet and the developer controlled programmable wallet. The way both of them work, they are slightly different because user controlled lets you give the users who are the user of your application ability to control their assets, and they do this by setting a pin code, and they also do recover their accounts by using recovery mechanisms that is somewhat similar to the Web2 experience, where they can easily provide security questions to recover their account back. So that's user controlled. Developer controlled, however, is where you, the developers, you are controlling everything that has to do with the wallet interaction, and the users of the platform just focus on using your platform and you help them manage everything, all the complexities. So detailed understanding of this is you can find them on our developer documentation, and I'll also be walking through a quick start guide and how you can use that to understand this infrastructure. So Please ensure that your submission actually fits the submission guidelines. It must be a fully functional MVP. It's very, very important. We don't want you to send us marketing demo. We don't want you to submit just a random presentation. It should be a fully functional MVP. So it could be in the format of a deployed URL, or it could be in the format of a mobile application, right? Fitting into any of these use cases that we've highlighted right here. And you should also tell us about your development process. We don't want to see a huge GitHub upload. We want to see steady commit history. When we take a look at your GitHub repository, we want to be able to understand how you started from November 1st when the hackathon started to November 23rd when the hackathon ended, and what, or to when you have your fully ready deployed application or mobile application. We want to be able to understand how all these things fit into your build use cases. Then integration challenges are feedback. We want to get feedback from you because we want to be able to tailor this application to help you improve your developer experience. So as you build, take note of different GitHub issues, working with API, documentation, tutorials. Give us this feedback so that we can better improve your building experience. And finally, we want to see a presentation and a documentation from you telling us about the project, telling us about your motivation for working on the project, telling us the overall process, and a well-structured documentation that would help us understand your code. The code comments as well in the code is also very important. And also, we want you to present this in a nice and easy to understand manner so that we can understand your thought process and every thing that you use to develop the application. We've attached helpful resources that can help you get started. And most importantly, I want to highlight our Discord channel. We have weekly seminars ongoing in our Discord channel. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to join the Discord channel where you can ask questions. I'm there. A couple of my team members are also on the Discord and will be happy to help you answer every questions that you have while you walk through this build process and while you complete your hackathon. So this is the link. Make sure you join, and it will help you understand better or ask us questions, and join our live sessions where we take you through everything that you need to understand as you build. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. Can I get into the workshop proper now? Okay. Yeah. So we're going to be going through this quick start guide. Remember I talked about the fact that we have two type of programmable wallet. We have developer controlled wallet, and we also have user controlled wallet. So this is the quick start for developer controlled. You can get that at learn.circle.com/quick start dev-controlled wallet. So you can also do the same thing for user controlled wallet, but because of time, I'll be walking you through. Sorry, excuse me. Because of our time, I'll be walking you through how to build with developer controlled wallet, and you can also basically follow the same steps to understand how to build with user controlled wallet. The importance of this rather is that it will help you understand how the infrastructure work or how the product work, and then you can integrate that into your applications as you submit your hackathon. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do to get started is you can read through a lot of this documentation, but I'm going to simplify everything as I walk you through how to build with it. So basically what you need to do is, after going through this introduction, telling you about developer controlled wallet, telling you about the reason why you should build with a developer controlled wallet or programmable wallet, because it gives advanced security, it's blockchain agnostic, you can do a lot of functionality, supports access to digital currencies, NFTs, and also help you power your blockchain experience. So after going through that, you can use this button to go to the next step, because as you can see on the left pane, we have 10 steps. So you can use this button to navigate to the next step, which I'm going to click right now. And that will take me to the next step, which is to generate my API key. Before I move further, notice that we have helpful buttons right here. So you could either click on this to join our Discord, click on this to get help, or click on this to get feedback. And you can click on this button to go back a previous step. So now that we've covered the introduction, let's generate the API key. So to generate the API key, you need to create your account on the console.circle.com. So if I go back into this, you can navigate to that link by clicking on this link right here. So that will take you here, and this is the developer dashboard, also known as the developer console. So a quick walkthrough of this is that you can see on the left pane that we have the section where you can create the API key, can understand your API logs, create webhooks, create and also understand your webhook logs. And if you go further down, you see you have user controlled dashboard, you have developer controlled dashboard, and a couple of options which we are going to be walking through in this demo, right? So you can also click on helpful links. That is the Learn platform that we're currently working on here, and also the documentation, and also see different change logs, right? So when you are ready to deploy your application to mainnet, everything you've tested, everything is working fine, you can click on this button to access mainnet. But because of this quick start guide is limited in the testnet environment, we are going to be working in the testnet environment. So we're going to test all this functionality. We are going to understand how everything works together. And when you're ready with your build, you can access the mainnet. So I'll navigate back to there, and then I'll go to API keys, and this is where I'll generate my API key. So I'll click on create API key, and before I can create the API key, I like to explain two different key types that we have. So we've got the standard key type, and we've also got the restricted key. So standard key type lets you create API key that access all the Web3 services API. So if I click on this, that would give me access to all other services apart from programmable wallet. But if you so desire to restrict to a particular service, you can use the restricted key, and that'll give you access. You can click on read and write, and that'll give you access to just programmable wallet. And you don't have access to the smart contract platform, which is also another service that we've got for the Web3 under the Web3 services. So I'll click on standard key, and then I'll give this key a name, test key, right? Just something for testing for the purpose of this demo, right? So I'll click on that, and then I'll navigate back to create a key. So this will create my key for me, and I need to store this key in a safe place. So I need to copy it and store it in a safe place. Understand that to copy it, you need to click on show, and then click on this little icon by the right hand side, and that will copy that for you. Because I've seen a lot of people miss out this copy sign. So this, by just clicking on this, you copy the API key, and I've created a note right here where I can just paste the API key. Obviously, after the demo, I won't be using this API key. I'll rotate it, but just for purpose of testing, I'm going to work with that. So I can hide it back and then close it. So I've already created the API key, and we're going to use the API key to test out the functionality of how programmable wallet works. And you can also see right here the API key dashboard, where you can see different information. You can see the name, you see the ID, you see the timestamp of when it was created. And if you update your API key, you see the timestamp of when it was updated. So you can also edit it. For example, I can change the name right here. I can edit the name, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to hit cancel. Right. So to continue, I'll navigate back to this the quick start guide that we're following along with, that we're following through. And if you take a look, we've already completed all these steps. So if you need any explanation again after this demo, if you don't understand anything, feel free to walk through these steps, and that would help you basically understand what we just went over, and you can reproduce that. So now let's navigate to the next step, which is to generate entity secret. So if this is your first time hearing about it, entity secret is designed to help you add extra layer of security to developer controlled wallet. So this is very easy to use, and the importance of entity secret is that it gives you that extra layer of security, because when you are ready to make critical API requests, this entity secret is the extra layer, and I will explain what we're going to use it to do much further. But you can see that it provides enhanced security, gives you dynamic protection, and you have the sole authority, because our platform doesn't store this entity secret. You as a developer, you are in charge of the management, the control, everything rests onto you. So it gives you that sole authority. We don't control that because we don't store the entity secret. And you can sort of embed the logic of how this entity secret works into your application, right? So to generate the entity secret, you notice right here that we've got a lot of try it component, a try it out component, which we basically designed into this quick start guide to help you understand how to use this application, because this is quite different from the API calls. So when you are working with the API calls, you basically work with the request parameters and everything. But we've created this try it component to embed a couple of things for you, and you can basically work with different programming languages that you are much comfortable with. I'm a Python developer, so and also JavaScript developer. So I could either click one of these, but I'll stick to Python, and you can see the walkthrough of the code that we're using to generate the entity secret. So to generate that entity secret, all I need to do is click on this execute button right here at the top and right side. So I'll click on the execute button, and I will give out this entity secret, which I'll copy again and store it somewhere safe, because we've got a note for you right here that says remember to keep it safe. Keep it somewhere nobody can access, because that's your control. That's how you add that extra layer of security, which are going to use to generate what we call the entity secret ciphertext in a couple of steps. So I'll go back to my DevX India note, and then I'll add it right here just to keep it somewhere safe, and I'll navigate back to dev controlled, right? So uh the next step to go is to encrypt this entity secret. So to encrypt the entity secret, you need to fetch the API, the public key, the entity's public key. So the entity public key gives you access to our API, and then combining the public key with the entity secret you generated in the previous step, which is the third step, you're going to generate something called the entity secret ciphertext, which I'm going to explain soon. So I'll do the same thing again. Notice you can pick your programming language that you're much comfortable with. So I'll select Python, and you can see right here that this API request to the SQL API, and that's retrieving through a get request, is retrieving the public key, which is the entity public key. And once I click on this execute button, the parameter which is the API key will be sent to this endpoint, and I'll retrieve the public key. So you see, this is the public key, and I can decide to copy it and also keep it somewhere safe for the purpose of this demo. Yeah, for the purpose of this demo, let's have it here, and then of course you can navigate to the next step, which is generating the entity secret ciphertext, right? So the parameter you need for the entity secret ciphertext is the API key and the entity secret. So because we've generated the public key here, it has been passed on for you as part of the parameter. So if I switch back to my Python code, you understand what it is that we're actually doing here. And we've got this script, this sample script over in our GitHub repository, which you can also find from the documentation, and you can copy it and include it in your code logic, right? So once you paste the public key right here, which is the public key that we've got here, and don't worry, that's been automatically populated for us. And then the Xcode entity secret, which is the entity secret that we generated in the previous step, you'd have this code that just explains how to like encrypt it, right? And I think I'll update my API key here, because it's not the same thing as the one I just generated. I'm sorry, entity secret rather. So this is the entity secret that we just generated. And then I think even the API key, let me confirm the API key, right? Okay, so I need to update the API key. So that was for my previous demo. So now I've updated the API key, and I've updated the entity secret. So all I need to do is execute. In your own case, you'd have this, because I've used this try component before. In your own case, all you need to do is just paste the API key, and then make sure your entity secret is there, is well populated, and then I hit the execute button. So once I hit the execute button, that'll give me the entity secret ciphertext. So what then do I need to do with the entity secret ciphertext? If you read through this, it tells you that this is a crucial step to authenticate your data, and you need the entity secret ciphertext for every AP critical API calls that you're making. So because of this stride component, we've abstracted a couple of things for you. But when you're dealing with the real API, you need to rotate the entity secret ciphertext. So what you then need to do is you need to always rerun this script for every time that you're making that critical API call, so that it gives you a new entity secret ciphertext, and you can basically use that as part of the parameter for your API request. So I'll explain this. We'll see it in a couple of steps. So all I need to do right here to start using this entity secret ciphertext is to register it. So once you click on that button, it takes you to this configurator, which you can also access by just going down to developer controlled, and then you go to the configurator. So this is it. So all I need to do is, if you take a look, they are pretty much the same thing, right? So they're pretty much the same thing. So all I need to do is to just paste my entity secret ciphertext here, and then I register it. So once you register it, it gives you this recovery file, which you need to either reset or rotate your entity secret ciphertext. So download it and keep it somewhere safe. I've downloaded mine. So always make sure you have access to that file, because that file will allow you to reset your entity secret ciphertext in case you need to. So now that that's out of the way, I need to stress the importance of this entity secret ciphertext again. So once we've registered that entity secret ciphertext, for subsequent critical API calls, we need to rotate this entity secret ciphertext. It's just an extra added layer of security. So all you need to do to rotate that, or to rerun that, is to rerun this script to generate a new entity secret ciphertext, which you can then pass into the API request, critical API request. So now that that's out of the way, if you need to understand this again, you can read through here or visit our documentation pretty much again. So I'll click on next step, and that'll take me to the next step of creating a wallet set. So we're ready to start doing transactions. So to create, you need to have a wallet set to create a wallet. So a wallet set isn't just any collection. It's a way of unifying your wallet and manage them by a simple or a single cryptographic private key. So if you read through this, it explains what a wallet set means. So wallet set in a nutshell is just that way of unifying all your wallets and manage them with a single cryptographic private key. So under a particular wallet set, I can have multiple wallets, right? And then having that multiple wallet, I can easily manage them under this wallet set. So before you create a wallet set, it's important that I also explain the concept of idempotency. So idempotency is basically a principle that ensures that an operation will produce the same result if executed multiple times. So if you're not familiar with working with APIs, this is basically a concept that helps you ensure that in terms of network glitches, or in terms of when an error occurs, a request that you've initiated doesn't happen again. So you just make sure that, like, if I initiate a transfer and then there's a network error, I don't get the money from my account doesn't get deducted twice. So you still make sure that that request is not executed multiple times, it's just executed once. So this is important in scenarios like network glitches, or when you mistakenly send one request twice. So please, it's very important to understand the concept of idempotency. So to basically incorporate the concept of idempotency, we have something called the idempotency key, which you need to pass with your API request. So to generate the idempotency key, it could be in the format of UUID, which you add into your API parameter. But for this part, for this component, for this quick start guide, we already abstracted how you generate the idempotency key. We'll just get one for you so that you can use that to make your request. And same thing with the entity secret ciphertext. So, but you need to take note of this concept, because when you're integrating your own application by working with the real API, you need to factor all of this into your application. So this is our API key that we worked with in the previous step. It's been auto-populated already. This is the entity secret. We have that already. So I'll need to give a name for this wallet set. So I can call it wallet set 1. You can give it whatever name you want, but if you take a look at this was just what I just explained about entity secret ciphertext. This you might have a different experience when you're working with the actual endpoint, but we've abstracted that for you to be able to just hit execute and get your response back. And if you take a look at the parameter or the payload that is being sent, we have the idempotency key already populated for you. We have the entity secret ciphertext, which is already generated for you. So all you need to do is hit the execute button and you get the response of you creating your wallet set. So you need to understand the few things you need to understand in a response is the wallet set has a wallet set ID. It has a custody type, which is the developer, which means it's a developer controlled wallet. And then wallet one, that's the name, and then the date at which it was created and updated. So again, because I might need the wallet set ID in the previous step when I need to create a wallet, I'm going to copy the response and do the same thing again, keep it somewhere safe. So you can also do the same to just understand what's going on and making sure you have access to your response when you need that. So, or you can easily just copy the wallet set ID here by using this copy icon right here. So because it's only the wallet set ID that we need in the next step, so which I'm going to navigate to. So that's step 6, which is creating wallet. So a few things you need to understand to create developer controlled wallet. You need to understand the concept of address and then the concept of custody type. I've already explained the concept of custody type because we have two types of custody type. We've got the user controlled and we've got the developer controlled. So, and that signifies who controls the private key invocation. It could either be the user or it could be either be the developer. But in the case of this tutorial, well, because we're working with the developer controlled quick start guide, it's the developer, right? So now you've got the request parameters, we've got the idempotency key, we've got the entity secret ciphertext, we've got the wallet set ID, and then the blockchains, which the network we're creating that wallet on, and then we've got the count, which is the amount of wallet we want to create. So again, you can select your programming language right here to basically understand that. It's pretty much the same thing. So we've got the idempotency key that has been passed at the payload. Pretty much every request parameters that we have here, we have that in the payload, right? So, and then all you need to do is to just select the blockchain. So I'm going to select the Matic mobile network, and then I'll give the count to be 2 because I want to create 2 wallets. For the purpose of this demo, I want to show you how to transfer from one wallet to another wallet. So you can see that and use that to initiate your first transaction. I'll update the wallet set ID right here because that's the previous wallet set ID that I worked with previously. So I'll copy this and then I'll go back and then I'll update that wallet set ID. So in case you need to access the wallet set ID, this is your wallet set ID. So once that's done, I'll come and hit the execute button again. Okay, that's an error. So let's go over that one more time. So I'll copy the API key, right? So put that in here, copy the entity secret, and then I'll select the blockchain, and then I'll give the count to, and then the wallet set ID. All right, amazing. So to go over this again, sorry for the error that happened the other time. We've got the API key, we've got the entity secret, we've got the blockchain, and then we've got the count, and then we've got the wallet set ID. So hit the execute button. Fantastic. So this is our API response. And if you take a look at that, we've got 2 wallets on the Matic network. We've got the wallet 1 and then the wallet 2. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to store it somewhere safe. So I'm sure you saw the importance of copying and pasting your response here so that in case of the network error that happened, you can easily just regenerate the request. So now that that's done, you could either copy your wallet ID here and store it somewhere safe because we'll be needing the wallet ID in the next step. So getting testnet fund is the next step. So if you're unfamiliar with this, you know that we need testnet token. You know that we need to use these tokens to pay gas. on the network. So we're going to be working with the Polygon faucet to get the Mumbai Matic, and then we're going to get that into a particular wallet. So you can click on this link to basically navigate there, or you can either get the USDC on Matic using this particular faucet. So we're working with the Polygon network. So all I need to do is use this to get Matic, and all I need is the address. So I'll navigate back to my response, and this is the first wallet. So I'll copy the address, and in this wallet, I'll get testnet token, which is the Matic Mumbai token. I'll get that into this, and then we'll transfer from this wallet to this other wallet. So I'll navigate back to the faucet, and then I'll put that in there, and then send me Matic. So this is going to give me 0.5 Matic to test with. And that, now that that's done, I'll close it, and then I'll navigate back, right? So you can either follow these steps to basically understand what's going on, but we've got the testnet token, and then I'll go directly to initiate my first transaction, meaning I'm going to transfer from one wallet to the other wallet, right? So to be able to do that, I need to get the token ID. So the token ID is the first thing we need to retrieve, right? So, and this is the API request to retrieve that. The reason why we're retrieving the token ID is that it gives us that the ID of the token that we want to send from one wallet to the other wallet. And we're going to use that token ID as part of the parameter to make this transfer happen. So all I need to do is the wallet ID. And I'm sure you guessed it right. The wallet ID that we need is the wallet ID of the first wallet that has 0.5 Matic, meaning the wallet we just sent Matic to right now. So I'm going to come right here, and then I'm going to copy the wallet ID. So please take a note. Please take note that the wallet ID is different from the wallet set ID. In this case, we need the wallet ID to be able to make this transfer happen. So I'll confirm my API key one more time to make sure that's right. Okay, yeah, everything is right. All I need to do is I'll hit the execute button, and that would basically give back the token ID. And if you take a look at the response, you can see the token ID right here. You see other information such as the blockchain, the name, the symbol, and every information. And if you can take a look at this as well, you see we've got 0.5 Matic in this wallet. So all I need to do is copy that and then keep it right here, because I'll need the token ID one more time to basically make this transfer happen. And if you just want to copy the token ID again, use this icon to copy it. So to make this transfer happen, we're going to be sending requests to this endpoint, which is the transaction transfer endpoint, right? So, and the parameters we're going to pass here is the idempotency key, the amount we want to transfer, the destination address we want to send tokens to, the entity secret ciphertext. Remember that I mentioned that the entity secret ciphertext is important to add that extra layer of security to just for critical API requests. Sending more tokens is an example of critical API request. So the entity secret ciphertext that we're going to use here is not the same entity secret ciphertext that we used in the previous step when we created wallet and wallet set. So remember that I said you need to rerun that particular script to get a new entity secret ciphertext, and that's been done for you automatically when you're using the Stride component, but it's going to be a different case when you're working with the actual endpoint. I just want to stress the importance so you have that at the back of your mind when you're integrating this infrastructure into your application. So I'll navigate again to just select my Python programming language one more time, and you can see the payload that we're sending to this endpoint, and I'll auto-populate that right here. So remember that I said that we need the token ID in the previous step to make this transfer happen. So this is the wallet ID of the first wallet. We can go back again to just confirm if that's the case. Yes, it's the same. So we need the amount. So I'm going to, for the purpose of this testing, I'm going to send 0.1 Matic from the first wallet to the second wallet. So, and then I will incorporate the destination address. So this is the first wallet. This is the first wallet that has got the 0.5 matic. We want to send from this first wallet, to this other wallet. So we need the destination address, which is this particular data. So we need the address, and then we'll go back right here, and then we'll put that in here. So to go over a quick recap of what this is saying is, we've got the API key, we've got the entity secret, we've got the token ID, we've got the wallet ID, we've got the amount, and we've got the destination address. So to make this transfer happen, I'll hit the execute button, and that would initiate this transaction. So to explain to you what's actually happening is that we've got a couple of different transaction states. If you take a look at our documentation, you see different transaction state, but there's the initiated transaction state, there's the complete, which is the last step of this transaction state. So between initiated state and complete state, we have a couple of states, right? So to learn more about it, you can visit our developer documentation to read that. So I've sent 0.1 matic from the first wallet to the second wallet. How do I know that this is the case? I need to confirm that, and that's when we need our next step. But before I forget, copy this, the transaction ID, so that I can use that, and then I'll keep it somewhere safe. So all this is just to explain to you how each API endpoint work under programmable wallet. And then by the time you understand this, you can easily integrate it into your application for this hackathon. So the next step is to validate your transaction. There are a couple of ways to validate your transaction, which I'm sure you're probably familiar with already. But if you are not familiar, you could either use the developer console or the developer dashboard. This is actually the preferred method because it's us that have the dashboard. You can see everything on your all the API requests that you've sent. I'm basically going to do that. The other step is to use the blockchain explorer, right? So to use this console, let's navigate to developer controlled, and you can navigate to transactions. So if you see right here that we've got this transaction that I've made, let's walk through everything that you can see right here. If you look at the first transfer inbound, that was when we got 0.5 matic from this testnet faucet. So from this Mumbai faucet, that was when we got 0.5 matic. And then I made a request to send 0.1 matic from the first wallet to the second wallet. So if you take a look at the transaction state, everything is completed, meaning that the transaction happened already. So if you can open one of them, and then you can see more information. You can see the state, you can see the amount, you can see the transaction fee, that is the amount that was paid for gas. You can see the wallet that we sent it from to this wallet with the particular wallet ID, and then the network, and then the transfer operation. There's transfer inbound, and then there's transfer outbound. You can see more additional information at, for example, the block height, the block hash. But if you want to see more information, so we then need to use the blockchain explorer. So for Polygon, because we're working with the Polygon network, navigate to Polygon scan, and basically on this Polygon scan, you can confirm the transaction. So to confirm the transaction, you need to get either the address, transaction hash, block, or token. So we'll navigate back to the dashboard, and then I'll copy the transaction hash for this transfer information. And then if I navigate back to the blockchain explorer, I basically use that to bring out the information, and you can see every information. You can see the number of blocks validated since. See the block number, the status, success, the from to, and then the value, right? So you can see just more information, and that you can use it to validate that this transaction took place already, right? So that's pretty much the last step. And basically all what we've talked about is just to walk you through how to initiate your first transaction. Went from generating the API key to generating the entity secret, which we talked about as the extra layer of security. You use that entity secret plus the public key to encrypt your entity secret to generate what is called the entity secret ciphertext, which you then registered on the developer console. And then I explained that the importance of rerunning rerunning the entity secret ciphertext script when you're incorporating or when you're working with the actual API endpoint is very, very crucial. Have that at the back of your mind, but we've simplified a couple of those steps for you when you use the quick start guide. So that's pretty much everything. And next step is basically go to our developer documentation to get more information, join our Discord server, and the sample apps. We've got a lot of sample apps already that you can walk through and basically give us feedback. So pretty much I'm excited that I was able to walk you through how to use our quick start guide to learn more further. And if you navigate back to this, you've got the user controlled, which also basically is easy to follow as well. Just the way we followed the developer controlled, you can also follow through that, and everything is pretty much clear. So I'll hand it over back to DoraHack for questions. I see. Okay, it's for questions. If you've got questions, so I'll stop sharing my screen if so that I can answer more questions.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Blessing. It seems like there is no question at the moment. But yeah, definitely
Okay.
would be very helpful if you can just, shed some light on what would be the best place to direct any developer question or queries. You
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
just maybe go over that
Yeah.
once again.
Let me. Yeah. So actually, let me share like a barcode that they can scan to join our Discord server. So that's pretty much easy. 1 second. Let me bring that up. Mhm. Okay, let me share my screen so that I show them the barcode to scan.
Yeah.
If they want to join the Discord server. So this is the barcode. You need to scan this barcode. I think it's pretty much easier to share the barcode than to share a link. So please scan this barcode for more questions. If you have more questions, and we'll be happy to explain how to walk through this on our Discord server. And it's very important that I also add that we have live sessions. We go live on Discord every week so that we help developers understand how to build on top of our infrastructure. So you can be a part of that, where you can just jump in, speak to us. A lot of our engineers, the people from our product team, and also my team as well, are always on there to help you through your build process. So you can also be a part of the Twitter community at Build on Circle. So follow us on Twitter. If you've got any questions, you can post that. And our community director also spotlights important project, really fantastic project on Twitter. So if you'd like to be a part of that, you can follow as well, share your project, tag Build on Circle, and we'll be happy to spotlight that and share it with other community members. So that's pretty much how to get more information. And then you can also visit this website, Web3 services, and basically understand more about the product and definitely help you build on top of it.
Thanks a lot, Blessing. That was very helpful. So yeah, for anyone who's building into in the for the hackathon, and you're facing any question, query, blocker with Circle's programmable wallet, you know where to direct your questions. With that, I would like to end today's session and wish everyone building a very good luck. We're not very far away from the actual Polygon Connect event where you'll be getting an opportunity to showcase to a large set of audience, an entire ecosystem of VCs, and yeah, get all the venture support from the Polygon Ventures, the BD team, the marketing team, and the rest of the sponsors. So good luck, everyone. Thanks a lot, Blessing, for the session today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice to walk developers through how to build on top of programmable wallet, and I wish everyone good luck. And also, as they present their project at the Polygon Connect.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Take care,
bye.
everyone. Bye.